Stronger is stronger.
Yeah.
Fitter is fitter. In less pain is in less pain. More flexible, less stiff is more flexible and less stiff. It's not so much about the exact amount. It's just that I'm better.
Yeah.
And I think as trainers, get so caught up on the exact measure of it that we overlook, like, this person feels better. And as far as they're concerned, that's all they wanted and that's all they needed. And they just want to keep feeling that way rather than like maybe us imposing our own and projecting our own thing of like, how many times are you in the gym and you're doing bench press and you're like, you wish that it was heavier, or you can't wait till it's 20 kilos more. Like the 140 kilos that you're benching right now is not enough.
True.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
And even the things that you're able to do, most trainers probably are really into training. And so most trainers have probably been training half their life, most of their life. And therefore they've had time to actually get pretty strong and pretty fit or pretty good at something, and way more than the average individual. And it's just like, even doing 100-kilo squat,
It's impressive.
it's very impressive. Even if you are a 100-kilo person, a body weight equivalent barbell squat is still pretty impressive. The average person cannot just randomly pick up 100 kilos and sit down and stand back up with it. Yet 100 feels like this should just be part of my warm-up.
Do you know what? I know exactly what you mean, but I think when we look around at other, it's because of now, or it's become a little bit of an ego thing. I think with trainers, when we're in the gym, we see other people training. I'm like, let's say I look at you, you're squatting quite heavy because I know you're not half my size weight-wise, but you're kind of.
Yeah, I am half your size.
But you're basically lifting the same weight as I do in a squat. Obviously, there could be many different things, but I think it is kind of, I've gone a little bit away for this where I'm like competing with other people in the gym or compare myself. I literally just want to look after myself, get stronger week in, a week out, or month in, month out, and I don't need to push ridiculous weight. Now we say that I love that bench. However, with the squats, I'm squatting 120 kilo and I'm 120 plus, and I'm really happy with that. I know I should potentially squat much more if you look at it with the weight or with our glasses off. We personal trainers we in the gym all the time, but I have so far down. I don't have the strongest dorsiflexion or ankle mobility, ankle flexion since my football days, and I haven't really worked with that joint that much. But I worked much more in the last year with front squatting because, let me try that. What is that about? Which helped me to keep a much better form because I have to keep my chest up, so my torso up, and just practicing in different variation where I put the different weight from the back to the front. Now my back squat got stronger because of my form got better because my mobility in that range are better. But I'm literally just taking over, get my reps in. Okay, I'm gonna get it stronger, yes, and do it again. I really want to go back to climb sprints. I have actually so many climb sprints this week. I actually have 2 sessions on a Saturday, so yesterday, I want to speak about, and then I have another one I had on Thursdays. A short one, Saturday. I had 2 clients coming in, 2 of my main clients. I've worked with both of them for 3+ years. Incredible. And both of them came in. The first one came in 8 a.m. and he was like, I'm knackered, Simon. I don't want to be here. Can we go slow today? So you slow it down today, and then we could push on Tuesdays. Of course. But how he came in, he was tired. He didn't really want to be there. He lived nearby. But when he left happier than when he came. And the next person I had at 9, also a lovely guy. I trained for 3+ years. Exactly the same story. He was tired, or when we want to cancel, his miss was like, but think about how great you're going to feel when you've done it, when you've been with Simon. And he came in, and we had a bit of a laugh. I got him to move, gave him a little bit longer rest. We didn't go to anything except his weight, the same with the first person. We literally just, do you know what? I listen to what you're saying, how you're feeling, and I adjusted the session towards that. Yes, he was still doing some challenging stuff, but because I gave him maybe a little bit longer time to recover, we didn't push where I know in the areas of his body where he might not be as strong, or he might dressing this bit a bit more. Didn't do that much, that too much that day. So just that thing where people are thinking about Hattie when I think about this, because what he loved to do is people keep come to him because they feel better when they leave than when he came.
What do you What exactly do you think is happening there in that 45 minutes or an hour window?
And on window, I think one thing is they feel seen, they move the body, they are doing something good for themselves. I think like generally, physically they feel better. They get some good hormones like endorphins, etc., through the body. I feel they can see the benefit and they feel stronger and happier when they have been with me. I hope so. Um, but obviously it's not just a chat and laugh, and like we are doing great work, but they can see it's not how much we're doing today, it's how regularly can we do it, because if we can do it regularly, week in and week out, no matter what we're doing that period of time, you will progress. And they can see that because from the last 3 years, they've gone from A to B all the way down to X right now, where it's just continuously a little bit by little bit.
I'm with you. I think there's three major components to what makes somebody come in feeling pretty deflated and leave feeling on top of the world.
Yeah.
One is the physiological benefit of actually moving and doing exercise that's making them feel better. Two is the actual relationship that they have with the person. And there's a big difference between going through your life by yourself, isolated, versus going through life with lots of really great and rewarding relationships with people that you like, value, trust, and respect. And ideally, with in that situation, you know, both trainer and trainee have a good relationship with each other, and that person looks forward to like seeing and engaging with their trainer. And then the third one is I'm actually progressing at something. An achievement is occurring. I'm in this sort of game where I'm going to the next level and I'm getting better. I'm understanding the controls of this game a lot better. So you've got that physiological element of improving your health, and then you've got that social and psychological element of engaging with a rewarding relationship, and then you've got that achievement element of I'm getting better at something, and that's all happening every time they engage with it. And there's a big return on investment each time. And so prior to that person turning up, yeah, they maybe wasn't looking after themselves because I don't know, the last 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe they didn't make great choices in terms of sleep and nutrition. Maybe stress was high. Maybe they didn't move around as much. Maybe they didn't get to interact with enough of the people that they actually like interacting with. And so, bang, in they go. Simon having a great chat, having a great laugh, getting great energy, getting great vibes, moving, starting off nice and light with a warm up, starting to do some more challenging things. More challenging things turn into, oh, wait, I'm actually getting better at this than I was last week. And so I've started moving around. I feel better. I'm hanging out with Simon. Simon's cool, making me feel great. And I seem to be doing better than I was last week at this hard thing. I feel bloody awesome. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time.
It's, do you know what? It's literally like you sit on the wall and somehow it went that Saturday morning. Exactly like how it is. You're
That
quite
is
clever actually.
that is and that is you know, I've really been trying to appreciate the general value of what we do as personal trainers or any wellness professional, that you have to, if you lose track of what you're doing, and I've seen it, right? And we've been in places where we've seen it where people like end up focusing so much on the wrong thing, which is, you know, how many sessions am I doing or whatever. And they completely lose sight of what impact am I having on the person in front of me, because that's the real reward here. And that is what's actually going to end up helping me a lot with the business side of things, which allows me to keep doing this, which allows me to keep, you know, paying my bills and reinvesting and getting better at what I do so I can do more of this. Because it's like, if you're not focused on that bit, you're not getting outcomes for people, you're not delivering that experience, then yeah, it's probably not going to go so well for you. And yeah, you're probably going to have to find a different career. So I think it's very important for us as trainers to keep sight of what why we're doing what we're doing and what we're actually doing for people. And if you can keep, and then I've struggled, you know, 20 plus years of doing this. There's been long periods where I just completely lost touch with it, wanted to do something else. And then, you know, a good experience or, you know, a great client journey or whatever has kind of like tagged me back in. And I've been like, okay, great. I remember now why I love this so much. Um, and not stop caring about what you're doing and to not stop caring about the person that you're doing it with. Even I've had clients for 5 years, and you might have had clients for many years and stuff. And yeah, there is a point where it's like you can become complacent and you can kind of like maybe stop pushing them in a certain way. Because we talked about that earlier, right? They kind of get to roughly where they wanted to get to, and you've got your expectations. But there's a middle ground in between those that it's like, right, I'm not going to be frustrated or disappointed that you're not pushing as much as you were before, but I still want to go forward. And all I've done is I've just recognized that this is your pace now, and I'm just going to move at your pace. But the deal that you're making with me is that we're still moving.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's all I want. I want to keep moving with people, because when I'm not moving with people as a trainer, I do start to die. Like that's my honest, like I say it now, hands up. When I'm working with somebody, if we're not moving forward, I can start to find myself switching off. I can start to find myself, I don't really like these words, but I'm going to say it because it's probably the truth. I do start to lose interest, because there's only so much you can really pay me. I'm still a human being, and I could do anything in the world to make money. I'm choosing to do this because it's just something I'm passionate about. And if that passion investment isn't getting the sort of effort return, it's almost just like, well, what are we doing here then, right? Even if I do get along with the person, even if it's good vibes, I definitely have clients where it's probably more chat than it is training, right? But that training, that 15% of training that we do, I'm still keeping my eye on it, and I'm still looking for opportunities to push the needle forward a little bit and get this person a bit stronger, a bit fitter, or a little bit more aware of their body, or making slightly healthier choices in their life. Because if that's not happening, I am gonna start to feel like yeah,
What are we doing?
yeah, we can just be friends for free, man.
True. That is true.